Nancy Pelosi, the US Speaker, has finally left Taiwan today after a brief but very, very controversial visit in which China has warned of severe consequences. At Taipei today, she met the Taiwanese president and also said that she stood in solidarity, questioning the motivations of Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, when asked about his strong response to her visit. China has vowed consequences and has said that it will also begin live fire drills close to Taiwan on Thursday. Well, some in Taiwan and other parts of the world and even in the US are concerned what the impact of this visit could be after Nancy Pelosi actually leaves. Well, joining us on the program now is Lai I-Chung, who is the former director of the Department of Chinese Affairs with the Democratic Progressive Party of Taiwan. And Einar Tangen is a political analyst and economic affairs commentator who is based out of Beijing, joining us as well. Thank you very much to both of you for joining us. Mr. Lai I-Chung, to you first, are all of you worried in Taiwan about what is going to happen now that Nancy Pelosi has actually left?
Well, I think that Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan is highly welcome in Taiwan. The people here congratulate her, and there are thousands of people welcoming while her plane landed in Taiwan. So that basically the population here highly value her visit this time. And also we believe that Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, although as a Speaker of the House, is not the president, is not without precedent, so that she's like a second time for the House Speaker to visit Taiwan. Last time it was 25 years ago. And basically what we observe is that the Nancy Pelosi visit here and then followed by the Chinese objection, and China started to escalate the tension. First, we observed the cyber attack coming from China against Taiwan on DDoS, against the presidential office website last night around the 17:15, and then follow with the other forms of the escalation, including the takedown the Vows website. And then China also announced several the sanction measures against Taiwanese company for their export to China.
So you're not worried that Taiwan, in a sense, could end up being punished?
The Chinese started to have the major, we'll believe that that is the major escalation in terms of how they announced that starting tomorrow, there are 72 hours of the live military exercise, live fire exercise in 6 zones restricted. Basically trying to blockade Taiwan. Yeah. Right.
Mr. Einar Tangen, how do you see the possible Chinese response from here then? I mean, are these just going to be fire drills or these military drills, or could this escalate into something bigger?
Well, I don't think it's going to escalate, but the issue is not so much Taiwan. Taiwan, obviously, it's divided. China sees it as Chinese. It's part of the mainland that was accepted by the United States in a series of communiques beginning in the early 70s and through the 80s that removed Taiwan from the UN and delisted it as a country that represented it. So at this juncture, the real question is what's going to happen between the U.S. and China. I think there are going to be diplomatic consequences as well as economic consequences to bring home the fact that Nancy Pelosi did not do a job in representing her people. It's in essence going to bring more harm to them, especially most likely in the event that the Chinese put tariffs on goods being exported to the United States. This will increase inflation, and I think a lot of angry people and will be going to the polls this fall. So I don't think that she achieved her objective, which was trying to take away this anti-China card from the Republicans while burnishing her own final act.
So you're saying that
she is removed.
You're saying that her objective actually has actually backfired. That in a sense it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth risking this confrontation.
Well, I would definitely agree. I mean, right now, Xi Jinping is basking in than his people. The people feel very strongly. They're much more hawkish than the Chinese government, and as a result, he now solidified his position. Not that any doubt before. But the Chinese people feel very strongly about Taiwan, and you can see that on social media. So at this juncture, it didn't weaken him. She did not bring any kind of help to Taiwan. She just brought some verbiage. And now Taiwan is facing some economic sanctions.
Right.
Not very terrible. I mean, the fish and fruit exports to China won't be allowed. Sand from
I understand what you're
China
saying. So,
won't be
Mr.
allowed.
Lai I-Chung, was it worth it, you think, in the end? What has Nancy Pelosi's visit actually achieved for Taiwan, except, inviting the wrath of Beijing?
I think it's not about how Nancy Pelosi brings to Taiwan in terms of the Taiwan-China relation, because China will basically object any leaders come to Taiwan, and because China want to eliminate Taiwan international presence, wanted to annex Taiwan peacefully if not, and then use force if necessary. So that the issue is that why China this time particularly want to escalate tension to this way. Because Nancy Pelosi is not the first congressional leader to visit Taiwan. And when China, all the excuses China fear about, like the United States will abandon the one China policy, or the United States is going to encourage Taiwan independence. But we saw 25 years ago when Newt Gingrich visited Taiwan as a House Speaker. And look at what 25 years later, that the United States did not abandon one China policy, and there is no declaration of Taiwan independence as well. So that there's a precedence that such visit would not lead to the kind of the political repercussion that China feared. And so that right now the Chinese escalation in attention, that is something that people started to wonder that what exactly is happening within China right now. And also another issue is that the China definitely knows that such things on Taiwan will backfire. But the Chinese decided to escalate tension after Pelosi leave Taiwan, rather than when Pelosi is still in Taiwan. So that
so you're saying in a sense,
China is using this excuse.
You're saying in a sense she's called their bluff. That's what you're saying. Well, interesting to see what happens in the days and weeks ahead. I think there'll be a lot of analysis on how this visit went down. Thank you very much to both of you for joining us and giving us those perspectives on that big story. Thanks very much.